What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raze. We did it, guys! After 2 is now officially in the works, and we can rest easy that we're going to see the continued story follow Hardin and Tessa. In today's video, we're going to take a look at all the released information on After 2, as well as take a look at some theories for the sequel. On May 19th, Anna Todd tweeted out, I quote, "We're getting a sequel, guys," along with a photo of the script with the date April 24, 2019 on it. After the release of the first movie, After received a lot of mixed reactions, and we're willing to say that After is becoming a love-it-or-hate-it franchise. Because After is based on Anna Todd's books under the same name, we knew there was a lot more to Tessa and Hardin's story than the first movie showed us. Now, when After 2 is confirmed and the shooting started April 24th, we can expect the second movie to be released somewhere around 2020. When it comes to the cast, we have big news, because not only is the original cast coming back, but we're also getting a new actor to the franchise. Can you guess who? Tell us in the comments down below. As expected, hero Fiennes Tiffin and Josephine Langford are returning to take the lead roles as Hardin and Tessa. We can also expect to see Shane Paul McGee, Samuel Larson, Khadija Red Thunder, and Inanna Sarkis to return, just to mention a few. Now to the newest cast member. If you guessed that the new cast member for After 2 was Dylan Sprouse, then you were correct. Dylan went out on Instagram stories in a short video where he explained that he's going to play Trevor in the After sequel.
Hello everyone. I'm very excited to announce to you that I will be playing Trevor in After We Collided. I cannot wait to bring fucking Trevor to life for you, and I'm excited for you all to see the finished content. Can't wait to start filming.
Dylan seemed very excited about his role as Trevor, and we can tell you that we are also extremely excited to finally see Dylan on the big screen again. After is directed by Jenny Gage, and for After 2, Jenny Gage will be joined by Roger Cumble as the new co-director. After was a low-budget movie, and it was made with the budget of just $14 million. After its release, After bagged a whopping $62 million, which means that hopefully the After sequel will have a much bigger budget. With a bigger budget and a new director, not to mention the newest cast member, we believe that After 2 will be even better than the first movie. The first movie was based on the second book called After We Collided, and therefore we believe that the second movie is going to be based on Book 3, After We Fell. In order to understand what we could expect for After 2, we're going to take a look at some of the plot from Book 3. But first, a short recap from the first movie. In the first movie, we meet Tessa Young and followed her journey through college. During her college time, she met a lot of new friends, but most importantly, she met a boy named Hardin Scott. Hardin wasn't like the other guys. He was mysterious, and it didn't take long before Tessa fell for Hardin. When Tessa found out that Hardin only started dating her because he had a bet with his friends that he would be the one who took Tessa's virginity, she became heartbroken. Hardin made some attempts to win Tessa back, because as it turned out, he'd started to get real feelings for her. The first movie ended with a cliffhanger, where Tessa and Hardin sat down next to each other and just looked at each other without saying a word. I personally liked the ending, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying not knowing if Tessa forgave Hardin or not. However, knowing that After 2 is in the works, Tessa probably did. The third book starts with Tessa getting reacquainted with her dad, who is still a drunk and is also homeless. Tessa takes her dad to her and Hardin's apartment to feed him and let him rest, but he ends up staying there for some days. Meanwhile, Hardin finds out about Tessa going to Seattle, and he doesn't like it one bit. He says he's not going with her, but doesn't come up with a valid reason for it. He just says he doesn't want to go. They fight a bit, but they stop talking about it because Tessa expects Hardin to change his mind, and Hardin expects Tessa to change her mind. Eventually, Tessa and Hardin go on a small vacation with Landon, Ken, Hardin's father, and Karen, but that's where the problems start again. Tessa finds out that Hardin went behind her back and talked to the Seattle real estate agent she contacted to prevent her from renting an apartment. Tessa is obviously furious because she's going to Seattle in some days, and she doesn't have an apartment because of Hardin. Going to Seattle while working at a publishing company has been her dream ever since she was a child, but Hardin doesn't care about that. He's a selfish prick that wants everything to go his way. Thank God, this time, Tessa is so damn furious that she just kicks Hardin out of the room. Tessa has had enough, and after throwing Hardin out, she breaks up with him. After Hardin and Tessa broke up, she went to her supposed going-away party alone. She has an awful night, but that's not reason enough to change her mind about the breakup. She ends up deciding that she wants some time apart from Hardin because he needs to work on his anger issues, and she wants some time to herself. So they change from a definitive breakup to a pause in the relationship. As you can see, her resolution starts crumbling again. It doesn't matter the cruel things Hardin did and told her in their last fights, she's already forgiving him. Hardin ends up agreeing with her and gets back home. The next morning, Tessa is heading to Seattle, but before leaving, she calls Hardin, despite telling him that she wanted a break. Hardin tells her it's not a good idea for her to call him. He actually tells her they shouldn't call each other at all while they are apart. You might think that they didn't call each other more after, but that's where you're wrong. They talked on the phone for hours every day, and Hardin even came to Seattle to visit her. That's not what I would call a break. Zed also went to Seattle to visit Tessa because he just couldn't let her go.
You look nice.
Oh, thank you.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
Do you understand anything Soto's talking about?
A little.
Okay.
Zed maddened Tessa while they went to dinner, but he was right. He threw at her some truths about her relationship with Hardin, and she didn't like it. Zed didn't have a chance to win Tessa's heart because she was already blinded by her love for Hardin. Hardin also strongly dislikes Zed now when he's made it clear that he has feelings for Tessa. Therefore, Hardin tells Tessa not to talk with Zed anymore. In the end of the book, Trish, who is Hardin's mother, is going to get married to Mike, but at the morning of her wedding, Hardin catches her doing something she shouldn't. Hardin catches her kissing Christian Vance. Apparently, Trish and Christian have some history together that we might learn more about in the next book. What we don't get is why they were kissing each other when apparently Trish loves Mike and Christian loves Kim. It's really weird considering the fact that Trish is supposed to be marrying Mike and Christian is supposed to marry Kim, but they were still kissing. This is where things start to get really complicated. So apparently, Ken isn't Hardin's real father, Christian is. As it turns out, Hardin's mother cheated on Ken with Christian, and 9 months later, Hardin was born. For you who haven't read the books before, you might be confused wondering who Christian is. To shortly summarize, he's Ken's best friend, making this whole thing a lot worse. This could be an explanation to why Ken started drinking so much. If he found out about Trish and Christian's affair, he would understandably be heartbroken. Just imagine finding out that your son isn't really your son because your ex-wife cheated with your best friend. That would ruin almost anyone. Believe it or not, this is how the third book ends. If you thought the cliffhanger from the first movie is nothing compared to this cliffhanger. We know that it will take a lot of effort from Hardin's parents if they want Hardin to forgive them, because this is nothing he will take lightly. I hope that this explanation of Book 3 wasn't too confusing. So basically what we could expect for After 2 is Tessa moving to Seattle, where she's going to be visited by Zed and Hardin, just to mention the two most important ones. We will also learn a lot more about Hardin's family, and possibly more about Tessa's family as well. I don't think the movie is going to follow the book plotline exactly, but now you know what you could expect for After 2. Before we end the video, I want to read a quote from Anna Todd herself when asked about After 2. Anna Todd said, "I am beyond excited to begin the sequel to After. The fans made the first film a worldwide success, and we're ready to bring them more of Hardin and Tessa in the sequel. This next film will truly capture the heart and feel of the books. This movie is without a doubt having everything you would need to make a worldwide success. Even better cast, bigger budget, and it seems like everyone is excited to see what Anna Todd and the production team managed to create. With that said, if you liked the video, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. Also, don't forget to comment if you are excited for After 2.